If you've ever wanted to take a YouTube video and repurpose it for either your own blog or just to take notes, then I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video with this end-to-end build. Let's see this thing in action. What we're going to do is grab a YouTube video URL. I'm going to grab one from my YouTube channel here. We're going to enter it into the latest row, and we're going to execute the workflow, and it's going to pull the latest row, and then it will use Apify to transcribe the video from the subtitles, and then it will be repurposed and output into the Google Sheets right beside in the article provided, and then we'll be able to actually go ahead and post that to Medium. It's getting repurposed right now through OpenRouter, and it will output us an article. And so there we go. Got our article here with this YouTube video, and now what I can do is I can copy this and post it to Medium. Boom, there you go. The whole article is there for you, and it can be output in different ways. For this example, it'll just be output into an article for Medium. That is the demo. So you get the YouTube transcript, and then we're able to post it in a Medium article. Okay, first step, you're going to add a Google Sheet trigger on row added, and this will allow us to pull from our Google Sheet. And what you're going to need to fill out in here is you'll need to create a new credential if you don't already have Google OAuth set up. I have a separate video on that. And once you are all connected with all your Google credentials, you'll be able to select from all of your Google Sheets. Okay, so what you can do to make it simple is just go sheets.new. Okay, and then you can just label this whatever you want to. So YouTube article video. All right, and then when I come back over here, this should pop up. I might have to refresh it. So I'll refresh this, and then we'll go YouTube article video, and we'll go sheet 1. Okay, and so we will name it the same thing here. We'll go YouTube video, and then article provided. So we enter in the YouTube URL here, and then it will provide us with the article right over here. Okay. And next thing we're going to do, come back to our workflow. We've got this selected here. And now what we're going to do is add a code snippet just so that we can actually pull the most recent article. So what I mean by that is, let's say let's just pull a video here. We'll pull this video, copy that URL. And when we put this URL, it's going to pull this one because it's the first, but if we put in more URLs after that, it won't pull them. It'll just keep pulling the first one. And so what we need to do is add this code node, all right? So we'll add this code snippet, and it'll be to retrieve the latest link. I'm just going to copy in the code that I had before. You guys can screenshot this and either type it in or find it in my Skool. You can also just take a screenshot and type it in. It's right there for you. So you add that code snippet, and we're going to name this retrieve latest video URL. And now from here, what we're going to do is we will add an HTTP request, and this will actually be getting the results from Apify. So we'll go start request. This will be a post, and we're going to head on over to Apify. And what you're going to do here is go to the Apify store, and you're going to type in YouTube scraper, and let's actually just find which one it is here. YouTube transcript scraper. So you can copy this in here, and you can find that. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to select API and then API endpoints, and you're going to go and copy over the run actor, and you will come and enter this right in the URL here. From here, you're going to come back again, go to JSON, copy this, and we will enter it into the JSON in the body here. And so we'll go using JSON and we'll paste this in, and we'll configure this a little bit more after. And so let's actually just execute this from here and see what happens. Okay, so we've got the Google Sheets, we've got the URL, and then it'll pull the latest URL. We've got a request here. And now what we want to do is we actually want to pull in this variable. So we're going to delete this because this is the YouTube URL, but we actually just want to pull in this variable here. So we'll go video URL, and then this doesn't look right. Let's redo this. Copy this over. Boom. All right. Delete this URL, and then pull this URL right here. Okay, there we go. And so now it is going to pull the latest URL for us every time, and then we'll know actually what to scrape. Apify will know what YouTube video link to scrape. And so it's the same thing if you come in here, if you just go manual and you enter in a link here, whatever link that is, and it runs it, it's going to do the same thing here. Okay, it's going to start the request, and then it's going to retrieve the subtitles from the YouTube video. And so next thing we're going to do is we're going to add just a wait trigger. And the reason I'm doing this is because you want to actually scrape the data, and you don't want to get the results before the completion is actually done. So if we come over here to runs, you can see that the usage, there's the cost, and the duration. The longest one was about 7 seconds out of all of the ones that I've done here. So we're just going to do a 10-second wait time, just so it has enough time to actually get the results before we move on and retrieve them. And next we will go and retrieve these, and this will be a get, and we'll come back over to the YouTube scraper, APIs, API endpoints, and we're going to copy over this get last run dataset items. We'll copy this, come back over, enter that in, and that's really all you have to do for this. And so now we will execute the wait, and we'll go ahead and execute the new HTTP request, and we'll go retrieve results, start request, wait, let's retrieve the results here. And there is the video transcript. So let's go back over to Apify and go to our latest run, and it was this one right here. So let's select this and see if it worked. So it ran this URL, and that is the same URL, jn_w. That's correct. Output 295 items, and personal assistant. Okay, so I know that is this YouTube video right here. So it took the subtitles and transcribed it for us, and so now we have the output of the YouTube video. And so what we will do next now is we'll actually add an AI agent. So the next step, we'll need the agent to actually repurpose the content for us. And so we'll just leave him right here. But before that, we're going to add in another code node. And the reason we're going to do this is because if you come here to retrieve results, you can see all of the different start times and durations. And I found we got a better output at the end if we took out all of the time. And it just gives the agent less to work with. It doesn't need all of the timestamps, it just needs the context. And so we're going to clean that up with this node here. And again, I'm going to paste in this code that I've already went and done the work for you guys. So just copy this. All right, take a screenshot, copy that over, or hop in the Skool and download the free guide, and download all the free code. And so you got this code node. Let's just run this, execute the step. And so there you go. We've got a clean transcript variable, and you can see all of the context without any of the time settings or anything like that. Okay. So we've got the code node. Now we've got that clean text. We're going to come over and just rename this to YouTube content repurpose agent. We're going to give it a system prompt, but first we want to define below, and we're going to pull in that clean transcript. And so this is what the agent will get every time. It's going to get that clean transcript from the scraped YouTube video. Okay. So now what we're going to do is add a system message, and I've already went through and added a proper system message, system prompt. And so again, you can copy this, but let's just go over it and see what it says. You're an expert content writer who specializes in converting YouTube video transcripts into engaging medium blog articles. Transform the provided clean YouTube transcript into a well-structured, readable Medium post. You can also change this to repurpose it for other social media platforms like Twitter or anything like that. And so here are some rules I've added. I tried to make the text as human-like as possible. So, for example, no dashes. Let's see what else we got here. Create an engaging title in plain text. So here's some structure. I want it in plain text, not HTML. And there's some other points. Use line breaks between sections. And so it does a pretty good job, and it could do a little bit better. Like I see some dashes in here. And so you can keep on tweaking that. And you could also use Claude Opus 4, which would probably give you a better output. For now, this is pretty decent, and you can go ahead and edit that from there. So now that we have this here, we gave it the system prompt. We actually need a brain for the system. So we'll use Open Router, and let's go with Claude. We'll go with Sonnet 4. Last time we did, what did we do? 3.7 Sonnet. Let's do Sonnet 4. And so now we're going to pull that in. We're going to execute, and it's going to repurpose the clean transcript for us. And let's see how good the output is. And we'll decide what does a better job, either Sonnet 4 or 3.7 Sonnet. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and delete all this just so we can enter in that article over here after. And so let's see, running for 34 seconds. While it's doing that, okay, there we go. So the output, there it is. Can't really tell through here. Okay, once we post it in Medium, we'll be able to see the comparison. So now the last step, guys, is we're going to put this into a Google Sheet. And now we're going to append or update a row, and we're going to select that new Google Sheet. So the YouTube article video, we're going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to select sheet 1. Okay. And now what we need to do is, let's see here, column to match on. So we'll select this. We'll go YouTube video URL, and now we got to pull in that YouTube URL here. And this way we can just start to match some things up. So the Google Sheet needs something to match on, so you could either select YouTube video URL or article provided, which is one of these two. Okay, so just select one. We'll go URL. We'll just redo that so you can see again. And now we need to put something where article provided is, and that is going to be the output. So we're going to pull this output, and now the content that we got from the agent will be able to output right here into article provided. So every time you post a new YouTube video, once we have this active, it'll check every minute, and then it will do this whole task and provide you with a brand new blog article for your YouTube video. So once we do this, let's just try and execute this and see what it does. Okay, it gives us the URL and then provides us with an article. And there we go. So I think that's the first one. Oh no, okay, we only had one in here. This looks actually pretty good so far. It looks better than the other article that I had. And so these asterisks here are okay because it gives us an idea of what the titles are anyways, because we're posting to Medium. And like I said before, you can't add any code or anything like that. You have to manually add the titles. And so, yeah, this is actually much better. So I'm going to start using this from now on. A lot less dashes. It keeps the asterisks and we'll just go like that. Lets us know where the title is. But I actually like this a lot better. So I'm going to use, what LLM was that? Sonnet 4. So I'm actually going to use that from now on. And so there you go. All you got to do is change a few different things. Boom. And then you've got an article that you've repurposed from your YouTube video. And guys, if you want to download this template and upload it right away to your N8N and actually get all of these codes as well, this will be 90% of the way done for you. All you have to do is come over and join our Skool, which is the AI Automations Club. We are a niche small community and we're growing really fast and we'd love to see you in there. So if you want the template from today, go ahead on over and download that from the Skool. And guys, that is how you transcribe and repurpose videos. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.